Unfortunately, my time here in Tucson is coming to an end. This is my last week here training, so I'm going to bring you along and show you what a typical week would look like. Alright, it's Saturday morning. I want to be as typical as possible with this week just because I'm filming it. I don't want to make it any different than what I typically do, and I'm starting out being a little bit different. Since it's my last week here, there's a friend from college. She lives up in Phoenix, and she's training for a marathon. She's deloading right now. So since she's deloading, her volume is about what I do for my long runs. So I was like, hey, do you care if I come up and we train together and go for a run? Because all my runs and all my bike rides, I'm always by myself. So I'm like, since it's my last week, let's get a run in with someone else. So usually Saturdays are my long ride days, and then Sundays I do my long runs, and then usually I do get a swim in the morning. So they're going to be flip-flopping, and I just won't be getting a swim in, and I'm going to be also heading up to Phoenix. So those are going to be the main differences. But other than that, I'm going to do my best to be as standard and as typical as possible. We're eating a little bit early because we do got to head out soon and head up there to go for a run. So we got our 5 eggs, cheese, bacon, creatine, an electrolyte pack as well. So we're going to dive in and get started on that so we can head up and go for a run. This is my breakfast every single morning. I'm not going to bring you along every single time because it's going to get repetitive. Absolutely love this breakfast. 5 eggs, 4 strips of bacon, and about 70 grams of cheese. But I look forward to this every single day. Such a good breakfast. All right, this is currently my freezer and fridge that I need to go through and make sure I have nothing left at the end. So I got a bunch of steaks wrapped in tinfoil there. We got chicken thighs, we got broccoli, we got Brussels sprouts, we got asparagus, we got cheese, we got yogurt, we got RX bars that don't need to be finished, that'll be good for our road trip. Got carrots that might just get the boot unless I run out of food. Got apples, got bananas, got a bunch of bacon, got eggs. Might need to get a dozen or so more eggs because I eat a lot. We got dates, and then we got like nothing of rice in there. I don't know why I still have that. I got chicken thighs, I got mushrooms. I might need some more mushrooms. I got some milk, I got water. Don't really need to go through that. Got an open bag of broccoli, and then we got our steak for dinner. So we're gonna have to go through all that before we do head out. And I think one of the hardest parts about traveling or going somewhere is timing your food and your groceries to make sure that you don't have a whole bunch of stuff in there and make sure you don't have to throw it away. So at the end of the week, I'm gonna update you to see how well I did, and hopefully I don't have to go out and buy more stuff. If I do, it might just be replacing meals or something, but it's getting late here. I gotta get ready, I gotta get changed, and I gotta head out the door to head to Phoenix to get this run in. So we're gonna go and do that right now. We just wrapped up our run. We got 12 miles, around 2 hours, and it's just really nice running with someone else. Whereas, as I said earlier, all my runs, all my bikes are always by myself, and it's just really boring, and then it goes by a lot faster when you're running with someone else, and it adds that added competition a little bit as well. So it was nice to get another run in with someone else, and especially in a new area. It was a really nice area, just seeing different places in Arizona, and that was kind of one thing that I was doing, is trying to take it in because I know I'm not going to be here very much longer. So just trying to take it in, not really be in a rush. But after that, we went to Nectar, got a protein smoothie in, and now we're all wrapped up. We're going to be heading home, and not really much else on the agenda for today except for eat, get our calories in, and then back at the grind again tomorrow, and we'll bring you along for that, and it'll be fairly typical. I think we got a nice long ride tomorrow, so excited to do that, but not excited because it says it's supposed to be really windy, so we'll see how that goes. Well, I just got stuck in a bunch of traffic, and I'm so bored and so tired. I just want to take a nap. I don't know if it's because I ran today, but if it's any indication, when I have to drive home, that ride home is gonna suck because it's about 31 hours, and I've only been driving for maybe an hour, and and I'm already bored and tired, and I want to eat something. So maybe I'll stop at a gas station, get an energy drink or get a snack or something to chew on to keep me awake. But I am so tired right now. Just want to take a nap. Go on autopilot. I don't have a Tesla. It'd be nice if I did. We made it, we're home, we grinded it through. I thought about getting an energy drink or a snack, something to munch on, like I mentioned, but I just ended up throwing on some tunes and sang my way away, and we made it home and didn't crash, stayed awake the whole time, so that's good. And if you caught my one video a little while ago where I talked about trying to eat more low fiber foods, I was eating the pancakes, and it was a pancake mix at the time. Now we make it homemade. We got sugar, flour, baking powder, 1 egg, milk, some salt, and then we all mix it together. And every day I have at least one pancake. I'm pretty much only having one pancake every day, but that's kind of one thing that I get in my diet that has low fiber. I feel like it's fairly decent. It's all real ingredients. It's not anything added. So I guess homemade's better than store-bought. So eat this at least once a day, and that's what we're gonna be doing right now, is mixing this up from scratch and having a snack, a little pancake here. All right, we got ourselves a little behind the scenes action here. We're filming some B-roll for a current video. We got our massive softbox here, but we're filming some B-roll for our Garmin video that will probably be out already. But yeah, just thought I would bring you behind the scenes. Maybe we'll put you right there. And then this is what I'm gonna be looking like. If you see the Garmin video, this is what everything looks like. All right, we're wrapping up our last day here in Tucson. Working on a video right now, editing, and then we got dinner here. We got sweet potato, we got chicken thighs, we got broccoli. So I won't be showing you that again because I'm either gonna be having this for lunch or dinner for the rest of the week until I run out. Unless anything changes, I won't be showing you this again. So this is dinner, gonna be wrapping up dinner and then editing this video. And then tomorrow we're gonna be going out for a nice long ride, so we'll bring you along for that. So this is our first day of our last week in Tucson. All right, good morning, Sunday morning here. And unfortunately last night I got woken up to heavy rain and winds. Still gonna try and go out. Hopefully the roads aren't too bad. The weather app is just brutal at predicting if it's gonna rain here or not. It never gets it right. And it's overcast right now. It says it's gonna be overcast and there's supposed to be heavy winds later on in the day. Hopefully it's nothing too bad, but I'm currently wearing this just in case. Hopefully I don't have to wear it, but it's a little chilly out right now. This is gonna be my longest ride, as I said. So for fuel, I got 2 water bottles, and I'm gonna put electrolytes in one of them. I got an RX bar, I got 2 gels, and then I got dried jackfruit and dates, and then I got about 1,000 calories of nuts, and then I added some raisins in there. Unfortunately, I'm out of drink mix, which would be perfect for this ride, but my last ride in Tucson, not last ride, but last long ride in Tucson, and it's gonna be my longest ride ever. So let's get packed up and let's get to it. Just making an Instagram story here. Got here, found some parking. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should follow me. You can get a little bit more of the day-to-day updates, but basically doing a little poll here to see if you'll think it's over 5 hours on this ride. So it's 88 miles, 3,700 feet of elevation gain. I'm really hoping I make under 5 hours because I just don't want to be out for that long. But yeah, 88 miles, 3,700 feet of elevation gain. It's a little chilly out. I don't want to bring this, so I think I'm going to risk it and take it off. It might be the wrong decision, but we're going to get ready here and head out and get this underway because I already wasted a little bit of time trying to find parking. And if it is 5 hours, it's going to be like 1:30, 2 o'clock by the time I get back. So let's get rolling and get this ride over with. That was rough. Man, I'm kind of sad because my watch died. I had about 20 to 25 miles left. Then it died. So I guess when you're using a GPX route, it uses the battery up faster, because I had 30%, and I'm like, I didn't even think that it would run out, but died. Had about 20 to 25 miles left. Then I had to have my phone out and put in the GPS because I had no idea where I was or how to get back. Got rained on at least probably 10 times. And then massive wind on the way back. It was like a cross/headwind. And then that was just brutal, but that was a tough ride. And it just makes me think that Lake Placid's going to be absolutely brutal, because Lake Placid, I think, is 2,200 more feet of elevation. And it's also 24 more miles. So that's going to be rough. But yeah, I got to the top of, I think it's Madura Canyon, and I was fine. And then when I started going down, it was like rain/sleet, and then just massive winds. I was hands on the brakes the whole time, because there were so many times a wind gust would just come out of nowhere and be like, and I would almost fall, and I'd be like, okay, I don't want to go too fast on this part. But it literally, when I was going up it literally looked basically flat. And it's crazy because it wasn't. And I was basically going at a walking speed. It was so slow. But it looked flat, so it was weird. But that route was so bad. I think I got hailed on at least once or twice. Oh, that was a ride. And I don't really know the exact time because my watch died. And then I kind of timed it on my own from when it died. I think I did it just over 5 hours. So I think about 5 hours, 10 minutes. I'm not exactly sure. Might have to do the math and see where I was at when it died, but kind of bummed that it died, because that would have been like my longest ride ever and longest ride in Strava, and now it's not going to save as longest ride, but that was rough. I want to get something for a treat or a reward now, though. I don't know what I want to get, but I want to find something. I might just wait till I get home and either support local or support Big Corp. We'll see. All right, we got lunch here a little bit later than usual. It's 3:30, so not really going to do much after this. So this is pretty much going to be the last thing for Sunday. But the activity uploaded to Strava, and apparently, according to my watch, there's a lot more elevation gain than what the actual GPX file says, so I'm not sure which one is actually right. I think what the watch said was around 4,400 feet of elevation gain, so that's a little bit more promising, because then there was 24 miles, so maybe there was more elevation gain and just not as bad as I maybe thought it was, but it was still pretty bad. But gonna be eating up here lunch. We got steak, we got asparagus, we got white rice, and then we're gonna treat ourselves with some donuts. Gonna go and support some local businesses, and they got some really good donuts there. So this is pretty much gonna be wrapping up my day for Sunday. Man, that ride went forever. Happy I did it though. Nice long ride. A little sucks that my watch didn't make it to track it properly, but still got it in. Still got a nice ride in for the last big ride for living in Tucson. But gonna be diving in here and gonna get some donuts. Good morning. It is Monday morning, 4:30 a.m. and we start our days off the exact same every day. So we got 32 ounces of water. Gonna throw on a podcast and get about 20 to 30 minutes of stretching in. Yesterday, my knees started to feel a little bit sore after the ride. Today, they're not as bad. They're a little tight. Legs are a little tight. So we'll see how they do on our run and bike today. Just a light day, but just to get out there and get something in. So we'll see how they feel there, but going to start our day off the same way we always do, with a little stretching and podcasting. So let's get to it. All wrapped up our stretching here. Hop on our computer, get some focused work in here. It's about 5 o'clock. Perfect time to just zone out, no distractions, and get some focused work in. So that's what we're gonna be doing for the next little bit. All right, gonna be heading out on a run here. Mondays are a little bit chill, easy days. We're just gonna be doing an easy run depending on how my knees and legs are feeling. Probably throwing a couple strides. I don't do this all the time, but I like to have a couple dates before my activities, whether it's a run or a bike. Get some natural pre-workout in me, so get a bunch of sugar in there. But yeah, nothing too crazy on Mondays, just nice and easy day. Gonna have a couple of these dates and then head out on this run, and it should be about 4 to 5 miles. Got back here, gonna have some pancakes. It felt fine or normal, about my normal for the runs. I guess I miscounted. I ended up doing 6 strides instead of 5. Whenever I do strides, I like to do 5. That's usually my number. But yeah, my knees, my legs, everything felt fine, which is good. But we're gonna have some pancakes here, got some meetings, gonna eat lunch, and then later in the day, we'll go for a nice and easy bike ride. Oh man, I think about 3 hours of meetings, just kind of sitting there, not doing too much, really takes a toll on you. It's the saying of objects in motion stay in motion. And when you're just sitting at your desk doing nothing, you get so tired. And I'm so tired right now. Once I get out there, I'm gonna be wide awake. And that's just really something that I like, is these afternoon workouts. It gets me out doing something, moving my body, and it wakes me up. Whereas if I didn't have this afternoon workout, I'd be so tired, I'd be falling asleep, I'd be like, I don't know what to do. But these midday workouts, they're so nice. So we're gonna be heading out, easy bike ride, about an hour and a half. Gonna do the very first route that I did here. So gonna be looking forward to that. Just nice stroll out there, come back, get dinner ready, and then that'll be it on the day. Post-workout snacks, but like I said, once I get going, I'm just gonna wake right up, and now I'm awake. It's that movement thing, but the first few miles, my knees, they were really hurting, needed to get warmed up for them. But after first few miles, they were fine. It was really cold and windy at first. The clouds just cover everything up, which makes it a lot colder. And then, like I said, I believe yesterday, about the weather app, it's never accurate, and there was no rain in the prediction for the next week. And I got rained on for about 5-10 minutes, but what can you do? And then on the way home, just because of the wind, I believe I had the crosswind or a headwind on the way home. I was in the aero bars a little bit, just to try and be a little more aerodynamic. And I also find it a little bit more comfortable compared to just being up in a regular riding position, I guess you could call it. But honestly, it was a decent time, decent pace for just taking it easy. And 24, 25 miles, I was thinking on my ride, I'm like, this might be my last outdoor ride. So I might have to start planning a little bit if I do want to get another outdoor ride in before I do leave. I think I would like to, at least one more. We'll see. I don't know, it's just gonna be tough because this is my shortest ride that I have. The other one is 2 hours, so it takes a little bit of planning and making sure I can fit it in my schedule. So we'll see if I do that, but if not, oh well, it was a decent ride on my last one. And now I'm just gonna be wrapping up, gonna make dinner here. We got sweet potatoes, chicken thighs, and broccoli. And that's it for today. And then we'll be moving on to tomorrow. Got some swim class and a run or a bike. We'll see what I decide, but I'm thinking I need to give my knees some time off. So this is also the other reason why it might be my last ride, because I could do it tomorrow, but it's like I kind of want to give my knees some days off. So I don't know, we'll see. But tomorrow for sure, we got the swim classes. So gonna be eating dinner, and that's it for, what's today, Monday? That's it for Monday. So it's Tuesday morning. I was doing a little bit of thinking, a little bit of planning, and I realized that I won't be able to do another outdoor ride. Today's actually my last day. If I do want to do it, usually I do a longer interval type of run, but it's easier for me to fit in a run in my schedule coming up in my meetings compared to a bike ride, just because bike rides take longer. So I'm gonna be moving those around, doing a little bit of flip-flopping. And the one route that I always do on a bike ride, I go back past this mountain or hill, whatever you want to call it, and it's got a big A at the top. And I always wondered if I could bike up it. I heard that I can, so I think I'm gonna try and do that today. But before all of that, I got my swim class. I usually have a banana before, and I'm not really gonna be able to film much because it's just constantly going. I'm in the pool, I got the coach there, I got a whole bunch of other people there. It's usually a really tough workout. Tuesdays and Fridays are when my swim classes are, and one of them is a really hard day and the other one's like a development technique type of day. So I'm not sure what today is. I'll update you after and let you know how it is, but I'm not going to be able to get much footage there. And it really changed my perspective on how far swimming actually is, because minimum I'm doing 4,000 yards, and before I was doing 2,000, 2,500 yards, and I thought that was a lot, but that's like basically warm up here on these days. So it really changed my perspective on how far to actually swim, and just swimming with all these other people, a bunch of pro triathletes. It's really good to surround yourself with those people, and it really elevated myself, just because like I said, I thought 2,000 was a lot, and now it's like a minimum I'm doing at this swim class is 4,000 yards. And before that was like, yes, I did 4,000 yards, but it really changed my perspective on that. So I'm gonna be heading out here pretty soon, heading there, getting the swim in, and then working a little bit in between that, and then we'll be going for a nice ride later, trying to hit that mountain. So was it Tuesday? Tuesday. I keep forgetting. It's like this week is just going by so slow, but so fast at the same time. It's weird. So gonna be heading there and getting a nice swim in. That was such a tough workout. I struggle, I think, with endurance. I just start to fatigue so much. Whereas short bursts, I think I can keep up. But once I start adding distance on, it starts to get really tough. And one thing the coach said, it was really good and made a lot of sense. So what the set was, it was 200, 400, 600, 800, all at aerobic, and then 800, 600, 400, 200, all at threshold. And the one bad thing, I guess you could say, is with the competition and being around all these great athletes, is it forces me to want to be better and swim up with them. So I might end up swimming too fast during certain segments. So with the aerobic segments, I was swimming too fast. I was swimming at a 124 pace for the first one. So 124, 127, 127, 130, where I probably should have been at 127 to 130 range. And then once I got to the threshold range, then I'm 127 sub. And what ended up happening is I did the opposite way, where I was 130, 133, 132, 131, 131. Actually, that last 131 wasn't part of the set, but so I was doing it the opposite way. And that's the one part with the competition. I'm trying to keep up with them to not be so slow. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's nice to have that competition to push me, but at the same time, it forces me to maybe mess up my sets. And what the coach said that made a lot of sense is the set's not 200, 400, 600, 1,000 yards. The set is 4,000 yards. And I basically messed up the whole 4,000 yards because I went out too hard on the first, say, 1,000 yards, and then it ruined the later 1,000, 2,000 yards. So yeah, that was a really tough workout. I think one of the hardest that I've done so far. Got 5,200 yards. The working set was 4,000 yards, and I think it's just, I hate distance. So the Ironman won't be fun, but just holding that pace for an extended period of time, I just find I fatigue so fast. And then when I was at the threshold, we was sharing a lane, and my break wasn't as long because she was finishing a lot faster than me, and I was trying to stick up with her. And then that ended up forcing me to have shorter breaks during my threshold, and then my threshold times just deteriorated. So that was rough, but really tough workout. And it just made me think about the whole big picture instead of just a smaller frame of the picture. So the set's not like I said, 0 to 1,000 yards or 0 to 2,000 yards. It's 4,000 yards. So I got to think big picture and be more strategic in that sense. So I really like that advice that the coach gave me. But yeah, tough workout. Gonna get some food in here. Gonna work a little bit more, and then go for this bike ride shortly after that. But yeah, that was a really tough workout. One of my toughest ones. The longer you swim, the harder it is. The more fatigued I get. I think I can stick with people during like short bursts and segments, but once you start to get over like 200, 400 yards, that's when I start to fall apart and everyone just seems to stay steady in it. So I think that's just where I need to work on a little bit more, but we'll be enjoying some food right now and then get into that bike ride later on. I've been filming everything so far today in this spot, so I felt like I would just continue that. I went to shower and for some reason my water wasn't working. So I was just like, okay, I'll just eat lunch and then I'll go for my bike ride a little bit early. So I did that, and then I've been mapping out the route because I've never done this. I got to go on the road, and it looks like there is a bike path, so I should be able to do it no problem. And I'm pretty confident. It's just like 2 turns, so I shouldn't have any issues. If I do, I just put it in the phone, but it's literally 2 turns. But it looks like there's a bike path, so I should be able to do this. Gonna go out and do that right now. I think it's a little bit warmer today compared to yesterday. It's partly cloudy. It looks pretty cloudy, to be honest. Hopefully there's no random rain clouds out there like there was yesterday, but I'm gonna be heading out on this ride. I think it'll be around 2-ish hours. I think it's gonna be slightly less than the usual route, but it's gonna be higher elevation because I gotta climb the mountain. But then on the way down, should be a little fun. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, we're gonna head out. I think the bike, I don't even know if you can see it, but bike's over there. We're gonna head out right now, and that'll be pretty much it on the day. Yeah, just eating, and a lot of eating. Had to burn 1,000 calories on my swim this morning, so it's gonna be a little bit more calories consumed today. So I'm gonna head out right now. Hopefully it's a little bit warm out there. It doesn't look too windy, judging by that tree. So we'll give this a ride and finally climb this hill that I've always gone past and thought about climbing. Finally doing it. Got my oatmeal peanut butter snack here. Nice good calories, but oh boy, I don't know where to begin. So it was quite a bit windier than I expected. The trees are very deceiving, I guess. But it was a lot more windy on the way back, but on the way out it didn't seem too bad, but there was a bit of a wind. I'm really happy I did this and just really tried to take in a lot of the views, like all the mountains and everything. The climb was really nice, really tough. I want to say it was harder than Lemon, or it was more steep than Lemon, but it's a lot shorter. It was only like 5 to 10 minutes of a climb, depending on how fast you go, whereas Lemon is 2 hours if you, depending on how fast you go at the same time. So it's like Lemon's a lot more gradual, whereas this was a lot more steep and a lot shorter, but it was crazy, the views up there, just getting to look at everything, because like you're able to see 360 around you, and it's just surrounded by mountains and hills and everything around you. Whereas Lemon, it doesn't have as great of views because you're kind of in the mountain and you don't really get a good glimpse of the surrounding view of everything. Whereas this, it's basically you can see all around you. So it's just really nice views. The road going up and down, just, it was pretty brutal. At least the first start of it, I did get a little lost, just a little bit. I missed the turn, and honestly, so the turn that I thought I was going to turn down was honestly a bad road to turn down. It was really bumpy, not really ideal, where the bike path doesn't really take you to. And then I ended up going to where I originally thought I should go, but I wanted to take the shortcut. So I went down that road, and the beginning of the last turn that you got to make onto the road, it's got a different name, so that confused me. So I was actually on the road, and then I got confused, looked at the map, and then I was like, looks like I'm on the road, but then I ended up going back to the original road that I thought I was going to go on, and it was just not a good road to ride on. And then when I got onto the actual road, I'm like, okay, so it starts as this name, and then once you start going, it changes to the actual name. So that confused me a little bit, got a little lost, but we ended up finding our way. And then the beginning road of it, it was just bumps and gravel and just not ideal, but then it eventually evens out and becomes a fairly good road to ride on. The views on it are just absolutely insane. So great, just 360 around it. Tucson, and seeing downtown, seeing all the mountains. It was really, really nice views, and just tried to take everything in. And and then on the way back, I was down in the arrow, and I was just kind of looking right at the ground, and I looked up, and it was like 5 to 10 feet out. I thought it was a twig or a stick, so I got over like as little as possible, so I was like right next to it. And then the closer I got to it, I'm like, oh shit, I think that's a snake. And I'm not scared of snakes. I'm scared of venomous snakes. And I'm pretty sure it was a rattlesnake, because the closer I got, it sounded like it was doing the little rattle thing in the tail. And I think it jumped at me to try and bite me, and luckily it missed me. I'm pretty sure I like, it was so fast, but I gave it like no room because I thought it was a stick. And I was like, after that, I'm like, woo, Rip Tyler 2024, almost. That was almost the end there, and that kind of scared me a little bit. But yeah, that was like, I was so close to it. Like the snake was probably like crossing here, and I was within like a good foot or so of it. I was so close to it, and I was just like, oof, that could have been bad. That was the second time I saw a snake on the bike path. But yeah, it was a good ride overall. A lot more climbing than typical. I think I got around 1,400 elevation gain, and then the descent on it, I was that was the slowest descent I've ever had, just because of how bad the road is. But yeah, it was a good ride. I tried to take it in as much as possible, because I realized this is my last outdoor ride here in Tucson, and a lot of my rides are just me trying to get time in the saddle. It's not a lot of like pushing wattage, which is something that I'm gonna have to start doing closer to the Ironman that I get, and focusing a lot on that, like Ironman effort, half Ironman effort, and pushing like good wattage. So a lot of this is because I'm still so new to biking, swimming, and everything. I'm just trying to get used to it, trying to just get time in, and not really like push myself a lot. My legs were a little bit tired on this ride. Probably could have used the day off, but I wouldn't have ended up getting the outdoor ride in, and my knees were fine, which was good. So yeah, it's just a lot of just trying to get time in the saddle, which I think I accomplished. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the day. I'm gonna eat this snack. I got dinner and probably a few extra calories that I need to finish off on the day, because I'm a little shy right now. So I'm gonna be doing that, hopping on work for a little bit, and I think I got another mastermind call tonight, and then that's pretty much it for today. I guess that's Tuesday, and we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday left, and we leave midday Friday. Kind of bummed, but at the same time, it'll be nice to get back home, get back into the typical routine, get back at my desk, but gonna miss this a lot. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday morning here, switching up the camera angle. As you can tell, it's about 5 o'clock. We're heading on to work. It's just a jam-packed day today. We got basically meetings, training, and then squeezing in food every now and then whenever we can to hit our calories. But yeah, it's jam-packed. And today we're doing the run. It's not gonna be as long as what I would have done yesterday, just because of all the meetings. We'll see how long I have in between meetings and being able to squeeze it in. But we'll throw in a little intervals in there as well. And then we got a swim workout later on in the day in between meetings as well. So not sure how long we'll be able to get, but gonna be squeezing that in. But yeah, it's a jam-packed day, and then we also got to start packing, because tomorrow we basically got to be finished packing, because I won't have much time to pack on Friday. So tomorrow we basically got to be finished packing. I've already started a little bit, but I haven't put anything in the car to get packed up. I want to wait till tomorrow to start actually putting stuff in the car. But yeah, it's a jam-packed day. Going to be going back and forth, and just time management's going to be a huge factor today. So we got to make sure we're on top of our game today. All right, I got out of my meetings a little bit early. I'm going to be going on the run now. It's about 7:45, and the plan is to do about 3 10-minute segments. The goal time's going to be about 7:30 to 8-ish minutes per mile. We'll see if we'll be able to hit that or if we go too fast, and then we'll have about 5 minutes recovery run in between. I put a route on here. It's 7 miles, but I'm adding an additional couple miles because I want to hit about 60 to 80 minutes on the run. I'm not sure how many extra miles this little added bit that I'm going to be doing will add. Hopefully it's not too much because I got to come back and then I got another meeting after that. So we're going to be heading out now. Hopefully we'll hit about 7 to 8 miles, maybe 9, and then we'll be back here for some more meetings. My legs and shins are feeling a little bit tight. We'll see if they loosen up a little bit throughout this warm-up. Halfway through my first segment, my legs are feeling like jello right now. Whew. First lap was good pacing. Feel a bit tired, but it was good. Having a Morton gel right now. Did it in 7:39 pace. So right in the range that I was looking for. Just got to make sure I keep it for the remaining 2 segments. Stayed right about on pace. Slightly slower. 7:42 per mile on that one. So 3 seconds slower. Still feeling fine. This is about a steady, hard pace for me. Maybe a little bit slower than a marathon pace, but I'm feeling good on it. Last set, finished right on pace with the other 2. So feel good with that. Good effort. Got a good sled in, but only slightly lost, but not really. We just got to go a little bit extra. I think we'll finish maybe around 9 miles. So almost done. Just getting in a couple quick snacks before we head into our next meetings. We got some dried jackfruit. Never heard of that until I came here. Saw it at Costco. Decided to get it. Making a pancake over here as well. But the run went pretty good. Took a while for my legs and everything to get warmed up. But once I hit the segments, it was really good. Got my legs warmed up. And I was staying consistent throughout the efforts and stayed right in the range where I wanted to be. So that's really good. Got just under 9 miles, so happy with that run. And I'm also wearing compression socks. And I don't know if anyone else wears compression socks or knows if they're great or not. I got them for Christmas. I try to wear them whenever I remember after runs. I don't know if they work or not, but I'll wear them because they're supposed to work. So if they are supposed to work, I'll wear them, test them out, but I'm not sure if they actually work or not. But got a few meetings coming up here, and then we'll be heading to the pool, get a nice swim in, and that'll be pretty much everything on the day. All right, this is one of our meetings. It's filming a podcast with my buddy we got over here, so we got set up. My camera goes right over there. Got my buddy on the screen over there. Got our massive light over here, and that's what we're going to be doing for the next hour. Eat lunch, and then we're going to head out after that, and we're going to be getting in our swim. So going to be recording this podcast right now. So I completely forgot about filming. I'm swimming now. I got 750 warm-up in already, and I'm just going to be hitting 3,000 yards here. Just easy drill workout. So I'm going to get back to that. I forgot about this.
Lap 2, 143.
Completely forgot about filming there. I ended up doing 3,000 yards. I forgot to hit lap on one of the drills, so it says 50 yards short. But yeah, I got 3,000 yards, but I was thinking, I was feeling a little weak during it, So I was like, maybe I should just take tomorrow off and rest so I can have a good last day on Friday. But I don't like rest. But what I was thinking, like, I could have a good bike workout and a good run, or I could have a good bike workout, an all right run, and an all right swim. So I think a good bike workout and a good run sounds better. So I think I might do that. Tomorrow I usually do swim, but I was feeling a little weak during like the warm up. So I feel like it might be best if I do take a day off tomorrow from swimming, but we'll see. But that's pretty much the day. I'm snacking again here. Got my oats, peanut butter oatmeal, and we got a call that I'm a little bit late for that I'm gonna jump on right now. And that's pretty much it for today. Gonna eat dinner. I found out that I timed my food a little bit poorly. I'm gonna have extra steak and extra chicken, which is not good. I might have it for breakfast, but we'll see. So that's pretty much, what's today? That's Wednesday. And tomorrow, still debating, but I might have to take swimming off just because I felt a little weak today. All right, Thursday morning here. Just had a really good breakfast. Ran out of eggs. And like I said yesterday, I got extra inventory of steak, so I had a nice steak. It was a great breakfast, protein filled. But today we're gonna be doing indoor ride. And what I typically do, this is on Friday, and I film it for YouTube. And it's unfortunately gonna be my last one that I'm probably gonna be doing because I'm gonna focus more on Ironman training. But I go in races, and I think the main reason for it is just having that elevated push in myself, because a lot of my rides, as I was saying, is typically just to get out in the saddle, and I don't push myself a lot. So the main focus with doing this is having a high wattage and actually putting in a good effort on my bike, which I don't do very often. So that's the main reason for wanting to do this. And it's usually done on Friday after my swim class. This is the first thing in the morning on Thursday. So this is like the first time I've ever actually done it, like first activity on the day. So we'll see how it actually goes. But yeah, we're gonna be setting this up, and then we're gonna get a race in here on Swift. All right, just wrapped up the warm up here. I like to get about 20 to 30 minutes in before the actual race. Got 20 minutes in this morning, and then we got about 12 minutes before the race starts. Gonna be snacking on this apple before, and then we'll just be waiting until the race starts, and then we'll go from there. Try and give it our all since it's gonna be our last one. It's 15 miles, the race, so we'll see how it goes. It's not the usual crit that I've been doing recently. Those crit races are really hard. And this is a Zwift Games race, I believe. So we'll see if it's any different, the competition level, whatever. And first workout on the day, we'll give it our all, and it's gonna be our last race for a while, so gonna try and do our best here. All right, some behind the scenes action here. Got our laptop set up, we got our camera, we got our big ass light, and we're gonna try to give it our best since it's our last one. Got a minute 30 till we go, so let's get to it. Just wrapped up the race there. My legs are quivering. I just did the hardest finish I've ever had. I was behind a little bit in the last mile and a half. I just gave it, and I caught up to the couple guys I wanted to catch up to, and then it was only about half a mile left. I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna keep going. That was the hardest finish I've ever had. Here's the, metrics are on. Never mind, not gonna show you the metrics. I got dropped on the first lap. It sucked. I thought it was the big climb. Turned out it was not the big climb. There was a much bigger climb than that. But, oh man, that was tough, but got the last bike done. Now we're able to take that apart, start packing, because bike's gotta be the first thing to go into the car, and then we can start packing everything around it. So, last day here. Bittersweet. Let's get to packing now. All right, now that the bike's in the trunk, we're able to fit basically all this has to go in the car. This is about probably 80 to 90% of my stuff, so now we got to work on squeezing all this in the car, and then tomorrow we're heading out. So I just messed up my timing with everything. I thought my next meeting was at 2 o'clock. It's actually at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to be heading out for a run right now. The plan was 60 minutes, but since my meeting is coming up within the next hour and change, it might be cut a little bit short, but we're going to aim for about 7-ish miles. It'll just probably be an easy 7 miles. So last run here in Arizona. Try and take it in a little bit. One thing I am looking forward to once I do leave here is giving my legs some rest, because they are sore right now. I need some rest. The top of my knee is starting to hurt a little bit. It originally started when I was biking, but feeling a little discomfort there, but we're almost done. Finish this up, then we get a few days off. That should be nice. Let it heal up a bit. All right, just wrapped up that run. Knee, hopefully it gets better. We're gonna be taking a couple days off, so it should be good after that, hopefully. Wasn't too bad of a run, just an easy run. Got about 6.5 miles, just under 60 minutes. So that's it for the activities on the day. We're gonna be eating and finishing packing. And then tomorrow's the official last day. This is the last full day. So we're almost done here and got to finish packing, unfortunately. All right, we're nearly packed here. As you can see, the bed we originally started out with is completely packed. We're done in here. We just got a little bit left. So we're going to give a little tour and show exactly what we got left, and a little tour of the place that I've been staying at the last 3 months. All right, as you can see, the bed gone. We're completely done with that room now. We got our monitor box that we got there. We got a couple more boxes that we got to also pack. And then we got a couple more shoes that we got to pack as well. This is where we spent about 90% of our trip, just sitting here working. And we got our small living room. We got a little bit of stuff that we still got to pack up here. A lot of the food right here is basically just going to have as a snack before I leave, most likely. And we got some, what is that, seasonings? And then let's take the tour of the freezer. Completely gone. Started out with a lot, but it may be a little deceiving because we got a lot of the chicken right there. Can't see it. There's the chicken. I'm gonna actually have chicken for breakfast because I ran out of eggs. Dates I'm gonna eat before my swim practice. Apple snack for the road. Bacon, I will have a little bit of extra, unfortunately. I got steak for dinner tonight, and then some mushrooms as well. And then we got a whole bunch of RX bars. Don't really need to finish that. Yogurt, cheese, forgot what that was. And then we got some Brussels sprouts. We'll be having that for dinner tonight. So almost done there. So that's pretty much everything in here. We spent a lot of time right there. And then our room, we got pretty much everything packed in here. We just got some camera stuff over here, but that's pretty much all handled. And then we got our clothes laid out for tomorrow. So we got our swim class clothes, and then we got tomorrow's travel clothes. And other than that, we are all set. So that was pretty much Thursday. We're nearly all packed and just got to eat dinner. And then basically waiting till tomorrow. We got our swim class, and then we'll be heading out. So that's pretty much a week of training. I'll bring you along for tomorrow just to finish it up, but almost all packed. Now it's just kind of playing the waiting game till we gotta leave. All right, we got our last dinner here. Had to bring you along for it. We got Brussels sprouts and a whole lot of mushrooms because it's our last day. Don't want anything to go to waste. We also got a steak, and then we got white rice. Nice big dinner. Second time eating steak today, but man, I love steak. So we're gonna dive in here. Great way to finish off the day, Thursday. Last full day, last dinner. Let's dig in. All right, Friday, final day training for an Ironman, and this is pretty much exactly what a week would look like training while I was here. I got swim class coming up pretty soon here, and the only difference would have been the bike on the trainer yesterday would be today. So that's pretty much the only difference. And instead of the bike yesterday, I would have gone for a swim. But as I said earlier, I was just feeling a little weak on my last swim. So I decided to take a day off, hopefully give a better effort now today during the swim lessons, because swim class is always really brutal. So basically, gonna be leaving in about 5 to 10 minutes, heading to swim class, getting a good swim session in, coming back, showering, and then hitting the road. So that's a week training for my Ironman in my last week in Tucson. Well, that was an interesting swim class. I was not prepared for what we were about to do. I don't know if they messaged everyone or they planned this, or maybe it was the class before, but I missed the memo. I didn't have it anyways, but majority of the people had wetsuits, and it was 500 time trials. And I, for some reason, got put in the fast heat. I think it was just because I was the overflow. He separated the heats specifically, and then there was just extra spots in the fast heat, and that's where I got put. And I'm not trying to be humble or modest. I was the slowest swimmer there. I started early in my heat, and I still finished the last. But my time, from my capabilities, I got 6:54, and I feel like that's pretty decent. But hanging around those guys is just absolutely incredible, because it's able to level yourself up, and your mindset, your standards, just everything just really levels up. And I'm truly grateful to be able to surround myself around those people. And like, man, I was swimming, the guy next to me, every time he would like pull, he would like separate himself by like a full length. I'm like, jeez, like your pull is insane. But yeah, it was definitely a different swim type of class that we usually do. I was able to actually get footage because we were in different heats, but it was a interesting way to finish it. I got a new PB in my 500, so that's good. And now I can work on that and try and improve that. But other than that, that pretty much concludes my time here in Tucson training. And I'm truly grateful for this opportunity and for you tuning in. And we'll potentially catch you in the next one, where I'll be potentially training in the cold. I hope it's not too cold, but I think it is. Well, that's it for this time. So we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.